Hey guys, I'm Giga Gamby, and it might be a little early for me to do Draw My Life video, but I've already been through so much depressing and cherishable things in my life that I just felt the need to share them. And 2,000 subs means a lot to me. Plus, I could always do another one a few years down the road. Anyways, I was born in the city of Chicago, Illinois with my mom, dad, sister, and 2 brothers. It was a warm summer evening, August 9th, 1999. I was a fat baby named Michael Skibsky, or as all my friends would call me, just Skibsky. Nothing much happened in my early childhood around 2 to 3 years old, but I had an NES that was handed down from my parents because they didn't want to buy another console if you already had one working fine, and I loved it so much. I would play with my brother Jackson all the time, no relation to Michael Jackson. Unfortunately, it would be hard to play with my oldest brother because he had autism, and we had a really hard time coping with that. In fact, we got into many fights, full-on fists, where I would always win, but I think he would let me. I couldn't play with my sister because she was both mentally and physically disabled, so me and Jackson were really close. We went through many consoles because I was really careless with them. I would accidentally drop it, spill stuff on it, and eventually we stuck with the GameCube, and I really loved that. I had the fondest memories of my childhood on that system. My attitude took a major turn when, school started. Preschool to be more specific. And unlike just about every other YouTuber that did a Draw My Life video, my parents were happily married. And I was a really bad and stubborn kid in preschool. I remember having to call my parents every day because of stuff I did. I forgot why, but I'm pretty sure it was mostly the whole pretzel legs thing when you're sitting down, or at least that's what they called it. And I also remember whenever we got a coloring assignment and I was mad, I would color it all black. The situation was so bad that my parents thought I had a mental problem. We laugh about it now, but at the time it was pretty serious. I was also very sensitive, ironically, and whenever something remotely small happened, I would cry. Then, my true colors were shown when elementary school started. And you know how I said I'm unlike everyone else who's made this kind of video? Well, I was the bully. Me along with a friend, we'll call him Kyle, were the smartest in the class. And in this school, intellectuals, for the most part, ruled. Me and Kyle were very good friends, and I was also friends with Johan and Jelani. Johan even being in one of my videos and a good friend to this day. But I'll talk about him later. Me and Kyle would do everything together. I'd go to his house, he'd come to mine, and we played the GameCube, and I had wonderful memories with that. In 5th grade, we bullied this kid named Matt. We called him names like Fat Matt, and would push and shove him up to the point where he wanted to stop going to school. He was miserable, and I regret everything I did to him to this day. It eventually got to the teacher's attention, and we were forced to never talk to each other ever again. Finally, it was time for the most life-changing and depressing point in my life. Middle school. On the first day, Kyle was refusing to talk to me all day. Whenever I would talk to him, he'd pretend as if I wasn't even there. Halfway through the day, I was crying in the bathroom, just asking myself, why? Why would he do this? A few days later, I learned he was talking behind my back and trying to get everyone against me. And it worked. I fell into a deep depression and got overweight. All I had left was Johan and Jelani. They ditched me too. I got even more overweight and depressed. I had no one left in the school to trust, to be a friend, to even acknowledge my existence. I was just a shadow, neglected and stepped upon. I hated school. My grades were dropping, and whenever I went, I would just be made fun of and neglected. I had no fight in me. I even thought of doing some traumatic things. One day, while I was at home doing homework, I just started crying. My mom, being the concerned and loving mother she is, asked what's up. I told her everything about what happened to me. She still thought I had a problem and took me to a psychiatrist. I was still stubborn and didn't want the psychiatrist to think I still had a problem, and I made it seem like my life was great. I never went back. That night, I changed completely. I stopped talking to anyone and got extremely paranoid. Whenever someone was talking to a friend, I automatically thought they were talking behind my back. I dragged along until finally a friend came back to me. It was Johan. I was understandably hesitant at first, but I eventually obliged. He said he was sorry, and I apologized for the way I handled it. For once in my middle school career, I was happy. Things were looking up. I got my grades back up, and I wasn't depressed anymore. In 7th grade, I was still really paranoid, and Joe was really the only friend I had for a while. Nothing else really different happened until 8th grade. I became less paranoid, and I started making new friends. I went on a diet and lost 30 pounds. I had a great passion for acting, so I joined the musical, and I was one of the main characters in it. That's where I met some of the nicest people I've ever had the opportunity to meet, and I was so happy because of it. It seemed that everyone was becoming nicer. Well, except for Kyle. He was still an asshat. Fuck you, Kyle. Anyways, this is about the time I got a Wii U for Christmas and made my very first post on Miiverse, New Year's Day, 2013. All these experiences made me into the person I am today. Even the negative things impacted me positively. I grew stronger. After all this is when me and my brother started a YouTube channel, Giga Gamby, combining our YouTube names Mega Yoshi and Gamby the 4th, June 8, 2013. That was when I uploaded my first video, Miiverse SSB Community Simulator, after Johan showed me the dreaded Smash Bros. Community. At first when I started, I didn't get much attention, but the more I made, the more positive feedback I got, and it made me feel really good about myself. I was making people laugh and entertaining them. From there, I was able to get 10, 50, 100, and soon I got to more than 2,000 subs, and I'm very happy I got this far. I finished middle school and became a freshman in high school. That's where I became friends with Eric, who has also been in one of my videos. And we've all been friends ever since. And I'll have to cut the story here. More things have happened this school year, but so many things are still going on that I can't explain it all yet. Thanks for watching, Bites. You guys mean a lot to me, and I'm very happy to be in the position I'm in today. I feel great knowing at the end of the day I've at least made one person smile. Subscribe to be a Bite today, or tomorrow. Whatever's good for you. Goodbye.